800,000 worthless pennies. The door to the small Midwestern law firm opened, and I saw a man holding a camera, pointed directly at me, a video camera. Hi, I'm Claudia Thomason, CEO of Reconnecting with Your Kids, certified parent coach and award-winning author. For just a few minutes, I'm going to try to show you the value of one. Back to the office. The man was smiling as though he had a secret he couldn't wait to share. Another man entered pushing a wheelbarrow full of pennies. He too was smiling broadly. I couldn't wait to find out what we were all so happy about. I'm here to pay off the judgment in the case of someone versus someone else. I recognized the case name, remembering this $8,000 lawsuit was particularly acrimonious. Could he really be paying off the judgment in pennies? Astonished, I couldn't make myself stop talking nonsense as my desire to be polite clashed with my urge to tell him off. My boss came in the front office smiling until he realized what he was seeing. He began shouting and waving his arms, telling them to leave. I tried to get his attention to point to the video camera, but there was no stopping him. Before they left, the men tipped the wheelbarrow over, releasing the pennies. Then they left laughing. Pennies cascaded onto the floor like a waterfall. Gliding over each other, they slithered in slow motion, seeking out hiding places under the desk, couch, and chairs. They rolled into heating vents on the floor, clinking as they connected with metal pipes. Silence filled the room as the last penny found its resting place. The stunned silence was broken when my boss said, "Clean this up, please." I spent hours that day gathering dirty pennies, grumbling and irritated that the videotape was probably being played repeatedly while people laughed at me and my boss. At home that night, I prayed that God would show me something worthwhile in this ridiculous task. The next morning, still crawling on the floor, my small pile of pennies became a mound which grew with the addition of each penny. I began to see those pennies in a different light. Each penny became the part of a whole, just as each person in the body of Christ is important to the kingdom, so was each of those pennies important to the woman to whom they now belonged. It took me the rest of the week to clean up all the 800,000 pennies. Continuing to corral pennies, I found myself thinking about God, who tenderly gathers each of us individually to himself. Reminded that we are so valuable that even the hairs of our heads are numbered, I began to be thankful that God turned this tedious task into a timeless lesson. The very hairs of your head are numbered. Matthew 10:30. Now, if you're feeling discouraged as though you don't count and have no worth, I'm here to tell you that you're far more valuable than you can imagine in the kingdom. You're far more valuable to your children than you could ever imagine. Yes, you're just one person, but one person can overturn the corner of the world, and many people can change the world. That's how valuable you are. Visit me at reconnectingwithyourkids.com, read our blogs, and be encouraged that we believe you're doing a great job at parenting. Your voice is one to be reckoned with when you speak up for your kids. The value of one can't be disregarded when that one is joined by millions of others on behalf of the children in the world, starting right there in your home. Blessings. Bye now.